Let's hit another sacrament. How about this one? We're in new territory. Marriage. Marriage. What's so funny?
Oh, Julie said, oh no.
Oh no. Okay. It's a sacrament. And remember we broke sacraments into different categories in the very first day? What is marriage? What is the category of marriage, that sacrament? A vocation. It's a vocation. You know, the marriage bond, it's talked in the Bible. Let's read Matthew 19, 4 through 6.
He said in reply, have you not read that from the beginning the Creator made them male and female, and said, for this reason a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. So they are no longer two, but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, no human being must separate.
You ever hear that before at a wedding?
Yes.
Talking about marriage. What does it say is happening? We have a man and a woman. What's happening? The two shall become one. The two shall become one. So marriage. Now this is something that a lot of people don't realize. Let's just say, well, in any wedding, usually in a Christian wedding, usually people go into church, right? And there's usually a minister, or in the Catholic Church, a priest, right? Who administers the sacrament to the couple?
They do it themselves.
What do you mean the priest is there?
It's only a witness.
Did everyone hear that? The minister, the priest does not administer the sacrament. He doesn't. Who administers the sacrament? The couple. When you're exchanging the vows, that is the marriage. The minister, the priest, is there to witness the sacrament. So you administer the sacrament to the other person. So the priest or the minister is there. He's the witness, not the person administering the sacrament. So what's the outward sign of marriage? Ooh.
Vows.
Okay, vows. That's it. The outward sign are the vows. How do we, what's the sense that we use to perceive this? Ears. It's the sound. It's the word spoken. That's the outward sign. And the grace, the two become one. Let's just do one more. We'll take a break. And this one here is a piece of cake. We already talked a lot about this one before. Holy orders. Holy orders. In the categories of sacraments, where does this fall? Holy orders. It's vocation again. And this is the mission, this is the sacrament on how the mission entrusted by Christ to His apostles. Remember we talked about this weeks ago? You know, in levels of ministers, ordained ministers in the church. Remember Christ gave authority to His apostles? Well, did it stop there? Did when the last apostle died, as our Mormons claim, did the authorities end? No. The authority is passed on to other people. And the question is, how is it passed on? The laying of hands. The laying of hands. So, a person that has that authority, an apostle, or an successor of an apostle, by the way, what is the office of the successor of an apostle called? Bishop. He is a successor of an apostle. Easy for you to say. And he has the authority to pass on his authority to another person by the laying of hands. And you know, we talked about it in detail. But you get the knock at the door, two young gentlemen dressed in a white shirt, a dark tie, dark slacks, come to your door and say, the authority of the apostles was lost at the death of the last apostle. How would you show them in the Bible that, using a deep theological term, is bologna?
How would we make them prove it?
Huh?
How would we make them prove it? Let us show them.
Yeah, but what can we show them? Where in the Bible does it tell us that this authority is passed on? Acts. Acts where? You're right on the money. Now we need chapter and verse. Okay, laying hands on the apostles. There's an example of passing on authority. Remember, how many original apostles were there? 12. What happened to good old Judas? He died. So 12 minus 1 equals 11. So when Christ ascended to heaven, how many apostles were there? 11. What is the very first thing that the apostles did after Jesus ascended to heaven? They laid hands on Matthias. They chose a successor, showing that the position that an apostle holds is an office. Just like the presidency, the office goes on. So if a person dies in the office doesn't terminate. We put a new person in it. And then there's other examples, as Leah said, in the New Testament where there are examples of the apostles laying hands on other people. And that is transferring apostolic authority. Let's take a break. We have one more to go. Okay. One more sacrament. I'll give you a hint. It's a sacrament of healing. What sacrament have we not talked about yet? Anointing of the sick. What was it used to call? What did they used to call it years ago? Last rites. Yeah, that's one of them too. But one popular thing, last rites. You ever watch TV, some of these old shows? And they talk about last rites. The priest walks into the hospital and the person's on their deathbed. It portrays that this sacrament is used for a person that's on the verge of death. Last rites. It implies that this is for a person that's ready to die. But that's not the case. Anointing of the sick. That's really more of a proper name for the sacrament. Anointing of the sick. That opens it up to a wide gamut of possibilities. And that's what that sacrament should be used for.